I think we should talk about magic.
My name is Todd Ronan, and I am the host of the reality forecast show that we're holding for you right now here on YouTube. And that's my friend Daniel Lakstins. Daniel, how are you this morning, afternoon, good evening?
I'm doing awesome.
What did you want to talk about today? Let's turn the tables and ask what you're in the mood for.
Well, every time you go to Disney World and you make a phone call, like, I need some ice or I need something, you're asking the front desk for something. The last thing they say to you is, have a magical day. And so, magic is something that when we're kids, we grow up with magic. We see, from Bugs Bunny to Mickey Mouse, we see magic and we feel that magic. And magic's not a bad word, although the paradox is every time, if you grow up with Christian values or different things, we're afraid of the real aspect. We don't mind the fantasy aspect, but the real aspect is where we're like feeling uncomfortable. So I think we should talk about magic in relation to the law of attraction.
It's gotten a bad rap for sure. It's been taken over by a lot of other industries. And I was actually writing a book about meme magic that I hope to get done by this summer on just the introduction of how many different spells that we fall upon during the day that we don't even really recognize.
A lot of times during the day, we are either cursing ourselves or blessing ourselves by our words and thought, and especially when it comes to self-talk.
We have a lot of negativity when it comes to self-talk, but far and few between do we ever get positivity when it comes to self-talk. So let's talk about, why don't you talk about the law of attraction and how that relates to the idea of magic itself?
The truth is, it was always known as magic, but magic in the late or mid to late 15th century, so about 1450 is when it started to happen because the Catholic Inquisitions. But the truth is there are so many Indians, or I should say indigenous people of different countries, where the indigenous people practiced magic, because magic goes back thousands, 10,000s, 30,000 years ago. It goes way back. And but the thing is law of attraction, it has become more of a way of us crossing over from some of these religious ideologies that we were programmed with from childbirth into feeling comfortable with the concept that what we think about, we bring about. Because when it comes to magic, it's the same thing, in my opinion. By the way, if you're doing magic, if you write it out, much more powerful. But our minds are so powerful, is when we think that that person's an idiot, then we're actually causing that person to act more like an idiot in our reality. What you think about, you bring about. So if you think that I want this to happen in my life, and you start vibrating at that, then you're going to draw that into reality. So a lot of the things that we're frustrated with, we continue to bring into reality because we're confirming that frustration through magic.
So we resonate with that frequency. We resonate with that ability to feel like I can't change it. And then you get exactly what you wish for. You can't change it.
We can even mention too, is wizard means wise one, witch means wise one, wicked meant wise deed. But what happened was, if you accidentally killed someone with a tea that you made, because teas were just medicines, the different plants we know help to heal our bodies, or help our bodies to heal themselves. And the thing is these were the wise ones, but those words became synonymous with something bad through the churches, mainly the Catholic Church, because they didn't want us to do that. And then they burned the books that actually told us how to heal ourselves with the plants. And so, but we now use the term more popularly as a magician, but that means a practicer of magic.
And Daniel, that's one of the reasons behind the idea evolution of the reality forecast. I want to create a school so that people can go to it and learn how to open themselves up and sort of peer into that infinite knowledge that you gain when you know the magical steps, or when you know the processes involved, how to find your own personal awakening, which is not dictated by the outside world, which you are sometimes fallen under the spell of. We talked about that at the beginning, but all the words that we see, all the things that we read, all the pictures that we are thrust upon daily or thrust upon us daily are magic in their own right. And they're meme magic, and they're designed to create this lack that you have in your own life. And that sort of fuels this idea that is a self-sadness or a self-sorrow. But when you look, at the Joneses, well, then you want to have what the Joneses have, or you want to have their ox. So everybody wants to covet that which someone else has. But when we know we can produce that within ourselves, then we no longer have to look outside. We no longer have to be subject to those spells. We can just, let me manifest this for myself. Let me stop worrying about others. Let me stop worrying about what other people have and just bring it to me. And so through these practices, through these classes, through learning remote viewing, learning be your own doctor through awakening self-healing, learning your own telepathy development, you can look towards the inner knowledge that exists deep within you.
That we fall under these spells, and we do. And we know for a fact that even in the medical profession, they talk about a doctor by the name of it's mesmerism. And we know that that goes into hypnotism. And I've read so many white papers on this subject because it was so interesting to me that even animals like the snake, we all know about the snake, mesmerizes its prey and then eats it. And so I don't like to put blame on other things around us, because in reality, we're creating our own reality. So everything around you is a part of the creation. You're magnetizing yourself and you're drawing this. So if your life is shit, yeah, you're drawing that into your life because of what you're thinking about. But the point is from childhood on, we are mesmerized. We are listening to a bunch of information that is controlling us. And until we wake up from that and say, I want to take control of my reality and start using my own mind to focus my attention to create the intention and then create the path towards what I want to become, what I want to choose to become, instead of being a pawn in this whole universal cosmic mesmeristic, I don't know, like what you're saying, everyone's under a spell. I like that sensation of being a kid again. But I'm in control of that, though. You know what I mean? But most people aren't. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's built by a land of Imagineers and people that are spending their life, intuiting what could be magical to somebody else. And we don't do that for ourselves. We really look externally for that magic to come to us. And we never recognize that we are our own wizards and witches that can create magic for ourselves that offer evolutionary stratospheric leaps in what we want to do in life and what we are limited to do in life.
Yes. But the thing is it does take time, takes knowledge and practice. Those are the three things that anyone listening to this podcast have to keep in mind. And don't beat yourself up saying, well, why didn't I know this sooner? Why didn't I think about this? We don't. We think about, or we draw this into your reality at the time that you're ready. So if you're listening to Todd Ronan or Daniel Lakstins at this time, then you're ready for this level of knowledge. I love to hear your thoughts, because a lot of times we're watching a video or listening to a podcast. And I guess, by the way, if you're listening to the podcast, you can also see us on YouTube. And if you want to interact, Todd and we actually will respond personally to your comments.
Hey, Daniel, this has been awesome.
It has.
Before I started practicing magic, I never thought I could have a beautiful fern in my room. And now look, I've got a beautiful fern in my room just by practicing magic. Is it?
That
I
is
gotta water it. It looks a little plasticky, doesn't it?
It does. But I tell you, though, if you just talk to that plant, it will never die.
Yeah. So whatever you think about, you can now create. but don't live in a fantasy. Make that your own. Draw it into you so that you then have this ability to, you are the creator of your own destiny.
You guys realize that Todd is a very inexpensive way of finding the path of becoming the best version of you. And so you can always go to realityforecast.com and choose one of the programs that he set it up that he
What I'd
has.
recommend is, instead of going to realityforecast.com, you go visit daniellakstins.com and you go to ultimaterealitysurfing.com and you can visit Daniel's works there.
Right. Well, and what you can do though is download Designing Your Perfect Reality. It's a free worksheet that you can actually meditate and figure out what you really want in your reality, and then read that in the morning, read it in the evening, and start drawing your reality, not the one that someone programmed for you.
Hey, Daniel, I've got remote viewing classes coming up in April.
Hell yeah.
So it's another 6-week, 24-hour program. If you're interested in learning remote viewing, any skill level, I think that it's a great course. You can contact me at realityforecast.com, or you can follow us on YouTube at realityforecast.com. You can also go to patreon.com, Reality Forecast, where I post interesting stock tips, suggestions, and tell you how to be a better rounded remote viewer.
And if you're asking yourself, why would I want to learn remote viewing? Well, I'm a law of attraction guy, guru, and I took Todd's remote viewing class because I wanted to increase working with energy. And that's a perfect class to take because he gently, kindly, sometimes will make you feel a little bit like, no, he does a great job of nurturing your energy. So that way, when you do go to a target and you start drawing the pictures and everything, he teaches you everything about how to focus in remotely, whether it's in the past or in the future, whether you lost something or whether you're just trying to find something out, maybe about a stock. He teaches you how to do that remote viewing the target. It's amazing, and it helps you to build and work with energy within you.
Thank you very much. That's great. That's a glowing recommendation. But don't trust me. Trust Daniel. Daniel wouldn't steer you guys wrong.
No, I'm all about peace and love.
Hey, thank you very much, everybody. We love you. We appreciate you coming here. It's great to see you. Let us know what you'd like to talk about. We will cover that in the next show or in upcoming shows. Thanks so much.
See y'all.
Bye-bye.
Have a magical day.
Remote viewing is a psychic ability. It allows individuals to gather information about a distant or unseen target by using their mind. Remote viewing is a mental martial art.